be there when you're down, when you're losing your crown, till the afterglow, the afterglow.
While the fog is fading away, It's better out here, away from you. All this time I've seen every side, believed every lie. I'll be just fine away from you. This place is just not the same. I'm walking away. I'll be okay of an eye, colors in your pages turning. Surely I will find you here. You were always there before. And only if you look me in the eyes, you can't take it. I'm soft but sharp, your heart you won't make it. So I'll go for you. I love you, can't hate you. So pressed by all my lows. I need you, come show me love. My hero, I've lost you, can't keep you. The one with all my hope. I need you, come save me. You be the hero. This was the only thing we had. Use your face, the one without a mask. My hopes and dreams here. And only if you look me in the eyes, you can't take it. I'm soft but sharp, your heart you won't make it. So I'll come. I love you, can't hate you. So pressed by all my lows. I need you, come show me love. My hero, I've lost you, can't was late one night when I realized that the one I love is closing her eyes to another man I know nothing about. It's that fear of the unknown that's eating me from the inside out, and it's dragging me down. And I'm about to hit the ground. My priorities will always have the best of me. Never give up the things I love. You were the one exception. Now you have a right to say you're better off without me. But you can sit back and pretend you didn't know that this would become the end of us. This bridge that we have burned is now getting worse, and the ashes falter. How can you say that you still love us? You can stop the bridge from falling. We'll stand by and watch her stumble along. You can stop the bridge from falling. We'll stand by and watch her drown below. These thoughts cannot be contained. The memory of us are all that remain. Beauty ends at the waterfall. You made a river to drown us all. You were trying to fill the void with the hearts that you've destroyed, but you turn them to ashes and wish them the best. What's your bitterness? You can stop the bridge from falling. We'll stand by and watch her stumble along. You can stop the bridge from falling. We'll stand by and watch her drown below. Though it's hard to see you go, I have to do what's best for me. And just so you know, I'll be happy when you leave. Happy when you leave. Now, what will change? No matter how hard you try to pacify the sounds of the truth, nothing means more to me than my name and the lights for you to see. You can stop the bridge from falling. We'll stand by and watch her stumble along. You can stop the bridge from falling. What makes you think that you can stop me now?
Oh, baby. It's that time of the week. It's All-American Cup Series Thursday. We are back. Season 12, race number 1, the Firecracker 200 at Daytona. It's your pal Rowdy up in the booth, defending series champion, as well as league owner Casey Carrington is on pole for tonight's 80-lap event to kick off this fall's All-American Cup Series season. Let's go ahead and talk to the man.
Hello?
Casey Carrington, Rowdy up in the tower. You got a copy.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right, defending series champion. Now we're on pole for Daytona. How we feeling?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That 3 months ago feels like it was 3 years ago at this point. But hey, back to the way things should be for me. Qualifying up front, I'm probably going to get wrecked here in the first 10 laps, so look for that. And be sure to keep a camera on me because it might as well be on focus on crashes, if you know what I mean. But other than that, I mean, I just hope I can survive, man. I've gotten wrecked in like 80% of these plate races in this league, unfortunately, and I don't care if I finish 12th or whatever. I'll be satisfied with that as long as I keep a 0x.
As long as you could keep a 0x. Defending series champion, haven't thought a lot about when you won that championship, but now we're back. And that's going to be on a lot of people's mind, Casey, when they're looking for a guy to use as their benchmark for this season. It's going to be you. Do you think you're going to get raced differently, or guys going to push harder to hang with you? Is your strategy going to be considered the winning strategy?
I don't know. I just, it begins at Daytona. As long as I can get through here, finish top half of the field, then we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. I don't know. You can't predict these races and these seasons. I never thought I was going to win the championship last season. So.
All righty. Well, we're going to send you back down, Casey. Have a good race, bud.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have fun watching.
We'll send Casey Carrington back down, ladies and gentlemen. Lights are off on the pace truck. Lights are off around Daytona International Speedway. Next time by, we will see the green flag. Couple of guys we got to keep an eye on include the driver starting outside pole of the 63 of Curtis White. He was a championship favorite last season. He had a couple of incidents that took him out of the running for a solid top 5. He had a shot to win some races. They just didn't quite pan out the way he wanted to see it end. But Curtis White's a guy we're going to have to watch. Stephen Miles making his return, the number 1 car in the 3rd spot. He was close to winning a few races last season. I remember vividly Legacy, Texas. And the driver that's normally in the booth with me, but tonight will be starting from the 4th spot. Happy to see him back after an injury involving a golf cart. That's the number 8 of Kyle Ether. Justin Thompson, one of the best drivers, maybe considered the heel of All-American Cup Series, but we like him. He's starting 5th, and to his outside, rookie last season, a rookie no more. What a year he put together. First half of the year he put together. This is the second half of the year, his 2nd season in the All-American Cup Series. That is Andrew Skelnick. Your top 3 rows are stout, and there's so many drivers throughout this 37-car field that are going to battle for this win. Currently in the field, we have 8 rookies making the show here at Daytona. The pace truck is going to pull off with Casey Carrington at the helm. 80 laps, right around 30 to 35 laps of fuel in the cars. Gen 4s at Daytona. It don't get better than this. We are racing in the All-American Cup Series. Down the back straightaway, Casey Carrington on the bottom, getting a push from Stephen Miles to the outside as Curtis White. 1 car back from the leader, Kyle Ethier, to his rear bumper. Followed by top rookie of season 11, Andrew Skelnick. So he gives a push to the 8s. And we'll go green for the first lap in All-American Cup Series. On board with Justin Thompson and the number 3 Dale Earnhardt machine. 3rd on the bottom. You can hear every time he gets a run, he doesn't want to push Steven. It's Steven's job to push Casey if he chooses to do so. So Justin just has to stay there with the run, let off a little bit, try to stay on the one bumper, so to say, to keep that line moving and have speed and not check up the guys behind him. But you never want to push the pusher. That's the famous rule in super speedway racing. Never push the pusher. In classic Gen 4 fashion, that outside line is dropping back and going backwards. The inside is going to be the most dominant line throughout the night until these guys really get racy. See Curtis White already back to the 6th spot. Kyle Ethier, Andrew Skelnick behind him. Skelnick will drop down. That'll put Jared Ray Hutton 3rd on that top line. And they're all trying to find a way to fit into this bottom line and start saving. Chris Worrell in the 06 making his return. Has Andrew Skelnick in his rear bumper to his outside Kyle Ether. Curtis White was able to get down. Blimp cam, look to the right of your screen. Jared Ray Hutton, Kyle Ether still up there. I'm not sure who's that just behind them. Steven Miles holds on to second. He's not making any moves. Doesn't need to shoot for the lead right now. He's saving more fuel, the Casey Carrington. And we hope we get a race where fuel matters. These guys get to save fuel, see green flag pit stops, play the numbers right, work with your teammates, maybe some satellite teammates. And already we're seeing a second pack form. This front pack starts to pull away, so Andrew Skelnick for the 9th spot leads Thomas Stokes, Kyle Ether, who were side by side, followed by the 92 of Daniel Giroux, Lilith Peters in the 01, Jared Ray Hutton on the outside, and the buckshot machine, that's Braxton DeWeese, the 00. That's a rookie. A little bit of racing going on towards the front pack. Nathan Jurgensen might have taken Justin Thompson out of line. Not sure exactly what happened, but Thompson was 3rd. Now he'll fall back to the tail. And that might allow Andrew Skelnick to catch up. On board with Andrew Skelnick, he'll be able to work the draft off of Justin Thompson. To the back bumper, try to give him a push, get him back to that front pack. And it looks like Justin Thompson is just allowing himself to be on the outside. Going backwards, maybe he thinks it's a way to play it safe, just be at the tail end of the front pack. Might be a strategy for him. Chris Worrell in the 06. Push from Andrew Skelnick on that bottom. 66 of Thomas Stokes. And the famous Mike and Knight car just behind. Now Chris Worrell will look to the outside, help with Andrew Skelnick. Thomas Stokes won't go with the pair. But maybe Chris Worrell feels like he should have an outside line formed and stay side by side for this lead. But meanwhile, Casey Carrington, your pole sitter, leads lap number 7. So we head into lap number 8. And again, guys, without the draft, 30 laps of fuel in the tank. With the draft, maybe they could save somewhere around 35. Best case scenario. And we are completely single file. Here's a camera we're going to use quite a bit. This is going to watch your pit road entry. Pay attention to the different groups and teams that hit pit road, what packs are where. About 3 seconds off the leaders is Kyle Ethier in the 14th position, followed by Jared Ray Hutton, Ethan Agan, and rookie John Honecker. This is a completely separate pack. They have fallen off from the front pack. Now, you don't really want to do this in terms of long-form strategy. There might be some guys back here that say, hey, I qualified back here. I'm just going to stay back here, play it safe. Kyle Ethier making his return. Jared Ray Hutton's a competitive guy. They would rather be in that front pack, but they have some separation. Here's the nose cam of Kyle Ethier. Look at the fall off. We're not even sure what happened, but that is a large gap on track. That's not something you can easily make up. There's the tail end of the lead pack. There's the second pack, and we got some stragglers, 3-4 car groups, all the way to the tail. And that's just how grueling and how punishing these cars are on iRacing, these Gen 4s. It really rewards patience, compliance, and unison. Even if you're running 8th and you want to be 2nd, you jump out of line, you're not just going to hurt yourself and go back. You could disrupt enough air to where half your little pack goes backwards or loses touch with cars in front. These guys have to be perfect when it comes to making decisions. Because not only do you have to think about yourself here, you kind of got to think about the little pocket of guys around you. If you got teammates, are you going to send somebody out to dry? Because they might not be able to stay with the draft. It's not like the next-gen car. It's not even like the O'Reilly Series car. It's very different. Zach Roethlisberger, I don't think we saw him much last season, maybe not at all, but he is a returning driver in the All-American Cup Series in the 3rd spot right now. Nathan Jurgensen, rookie last season, sits behind him. Nathan has some strong runs. Curtis White, 5th. Chris Worrell, 6th. Andrew Skelnick, 7th. Thomas Stokes, 8th. Daniel Giroux, 9th. Lilith Peters, 10th. Justin Thompson, rookie Braxton DeWeese, and rookie Christopher Schella round out your 13-car pack here up front. We look back to Kyle Ethier, who has John Honecker behind him, followed by Christopher Murphy, Walker McNulty, Stephen Melnick, Dylan Rosenberg, Jared Ray Hutton, Ethan Agan, Mitchell Mark, Josh Dillon, Dayton Taylor, Dayton Taylor rounds out that pack. Then you look back. Oh, issues! That's Stephen Melnick! Down to the inside, wall contact. I do not hear the yellow flag being displayed. Single car spin off the racing surface in front of pit road. He's going to rejoin the field, try to get back on the racing surface. We will not throw the yellow. Stephen Melnick. Don't know if he had some help. We have a replay. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And we got to go back further. The 10-second rewind doesn't give us enough. Let's watch this. Oh, tracks up a little bit. It looks like the 91 Dylan Rosenberg will get into his rear end. We had some battles going on during that. Nearly a wreck. Stephen Miles into the 6. Casey Carrington almost got involved. We're not sure what happened. This lead pack got disrupted. Look at your leaders. Something has happened when we were looking at that replay. Stephen Miles, 13th right now, almost got into a wreck, but these guys had gotten passed by Curtis White, Chris Worrell, Andrew Skelnick. Casey Carrington was leading, now 7th. We don't know what happened. Let's see if we can find a replay just to get some more information. No incident report. We have to go back the old-fashioned way. Ooh, there's a blink out here for Casey Carrington. Curtis White behind him. Stephen Miles was out of line. Still blinking out for Carrington. Curtis White goes to the outside. Everything looks timid right now. This is a replay. We're not sure exactly what we're looking at. I'm going to guess Carrington Stephen Miles tried to pass Carrington, got stuck to the outside. Carrington went to get in front of Stephen Miles. Here we go. A really good job into the field at saving that. Stephen Miles got the worst of it. Casey Carrington, your pole sitter, drops to the 7th spot. That's going to put Curtis White in the 63 out front. Wow, that was fantastic. I cannot believe that. Nathan Jurgensen, 9th. Casey Carrington, 10th. Justin Thompson, throughout that entire situation, finds himself once again 5 car lengths off the tail of the lead pack. Braxton Deweese all by himself. He's going to get picked up by this pack, still led by Kyle Ether. Chris Worrell, 2nd. Andrew Skelnick, 3rd. Thomas Stokes, 4th. Daniel Giroux, 5th. Lilith Peters, 6th. Zach Roethlisberger, 7th. Christopher Schella, 8th. Yellow flag is out. 21 of Christopher Murphy is around. We're not sure if there's any other drivers involved. The pack will come speeding by. They do a good job at getting around the 21, Christopher Murphy. Possibly Ethan again involved. That's the 97. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. Be on the lookout for the 21 blue machine. Is to the outside, loses the car. Steps out on him. He has the brakes locked up. Ethan again. Oh, does he loop it? I think Ethan again might loop it. Let's go on board with Ethan again. See where this incident report came from. You're going to watch the 21 center of the screen. Watch him lose the rear end. Again, good job at backing out of it, backing out of it, backing out of it. Brushes the wall, so he's okay. He got an incident report because I think he slowed down so much. Christopher Murphy on board. Watch the wheel. Is just the left side of the car is in the draft. The right side of the car isn't. And it just seems to unsettle him. So we go under yellow for the first time tonight. 18 laps completed. So far, only 36 cars in the field. The 37th of Chris Carrington, a rookie, hit pit road. And let's see who hits pit road actively and competitively. Much of the field. And looks like it'll be the entire field down pit road. Curtis White into his pit box. We're going to watch this race off of pit road. Casey Carrington has the #1 pit stall, but he'll be late out. Look at the race off of pit road. It'll go to Andrew Skelnick. Thomas Stokes second. A lot of fuel only for these guys. Not many drivers will take tires. So Andrew Skelnick, last season's top rookie, will leave with the lead. Let's go ahead and talk to the young man. Andrew Skelnick, Rowdy up in the booth. You get a copy.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, nice to talk to you again, Andrew. Really good season. One of the best rookie seasons we've ever had. The All-American Cup Series, or so I've been told. You win the race off of pit road, but how do we win the race at Daytona?
Working with the teammates I got right here. So right now we're just all working together to stay out front, out of trouble. And, I mean, we'll see what happens on that last lap.
We'll see what happens on that last lap. You're already thinking about that last lap? I think we got a few pit stops left in this race, huh?
I mean, if we get there. It's Daytona, so who knows what's going to happen.
Okay, Andrew, I'm going to send you back down. Wish you the best.
Thanks, buddy.
He says, with the teammates I have here, that's a direct reference to Thomas Stokes, part of that Kaiju Cat team, as well as Lilith Peters. Chris Worrell, also on that team. And Curtis White, who's 6'6", is also on that team. And I go back another driver. There's no team limit caps, something I got to get used to here over on the All-American side. Dayton Taylor also on that team. Jeremy Flanagan is in their call. Must be helping with the... oh, Jeremy Flanagan is out on track. Sorry, Jeremy. Didn't know you were back here. Also on that team, Christian Strader. And I believe that's all of them. Skelnick, Worrell, White, Taylor, Flanagan, Strader, Peters, Stokes, the Kaiju Cat Motorsports Group. A couple of other teams include Laser Racing. That's Casey Carrington's group with Dominic Russo, Kyle Ether, and Stephen Miles. Pistonbrook Motorsports, a large group there. We'll talk about them soon. But this is just a beautiful field here at Daytona. All of these guys do a remarkable job at racing when we really put the nose on the grindstone. And so far to have only one yellow, one driver spin, no damage. Of course, Stephen Melnick took down the inside wall. It's a little bit of a hit there, but he gets bailed out with a yellow. Stephen Melnick actually, surprisingly, still on the lead lap. Not sure what damage needs to be fixed on that car. Look at the 34. We don't get a good look at the right side, but it doesn't seem terrible. But Andrew Skelnick, surrounded by teammates, will restart coming to begin lap 21. Remember, 30 to 35 laps on fuel. I'd say right around 32, 33 is a good number. So still one more pit stop in the books required. 35 cars still out on track. The pace truck will pull off. 20 laps complete. Couple more to go. We're back racing at Daytona, the All-American Cup Series season opener. Easy Skelnick. I don't know if that team wanted to move to the top or Stokes just followed him up there. But Skelnick moves out from the bottom to the top. That'll open up the door for Casey Carrington, who goes back to the lead and will lead lap number 21 at Daytona. It didn't look like Skelnick wanted to move up, but it just kind of happened. We saw that outside line quickly dissipate. Maybe it's a strategy call from these guys to move up. I'm not sure. But already that top line will disintegrate. I would have preferred to hang on a track position right on the bottom. But some of those Kaiju Cat Motorsport drivers are going to start dropping here. It's Casey Carrington back out front. Zach Roethlisberger just behind Casey Carrington. Then it's Daniel Giroux, rookie of Christopher Schella, Justin Thompson, Kyle Ether, John Honecker, Mitchell Mark, Walker McNulty, and Dylan Rosenberg, your top 10. Skelnick was able to find a spot to re-blend in with Thomas Stokes in front of teammate Lilith Peters just outside the top 10. And this field is going to try to stay nose to tail as it gets dark outside. This sun is setting. We're going to have a finish under the lights here at Daytona. And I'm all for it. And look at this field, learning from some mistakes that might have been made that first run. Everybody nose to tail around the bottom. Typically in other forms of super speedway racing, I'm talking the Gen 7 car, O'Reilly, the trucks, people move down to the bottom. When it's get close to pit stop time, these guys move down to the bottom because they're afraid to lose the lead draft. So everybody's single file. Casey Carrington apologized to me last season when we came out of a race. I don't know if it was Daytona, maybe it was Talladega, where everybody ran around the bottom single file the entire time. He goes, I'm sorry, that might have been boring. I said, hey, I understand the strategy behind it. It's entertaining because if we all go single file like this, there's less of a chance for an incident, which means we get green flag pit stops. I love green flag pit stops with super speedways. I love the strategy. I love the numbers game these guys have to play. The only battles we see going on are outside the top 25. Nathan Jurgensen, Dominic Russo, Jared Ray Hutton cutting it up back here. Look at Steven Miles all the way back in the 23rd spot. These guys need to figure it out, put themselves in a position where they could be safe and not lose any more draft. Down the back straightaway, they're all trying to find a spot in. Jared Ray Hutton stuck on the outside right now. Just behind him, the 31 of Nathan Jurgensen. Look at this field scream by single file, with the exception of Justin Thompson, who sits 12th. Finds himself outside the line again. I don't know if this is strategy, if he's trying to drop backwards or what, but Justin Thompson has refused to stay in line. Still stuck out there on that top line as he loses another 2 spots. So we pit on lap 18. Add about 32 to that. That's pretty easy math. That'll take us right around lap 50. If we stay green all the way around, that's when we should expect a green flag pit stops around that lap 50 mark. Issues for Kevin Cornelius. The man from the Yukon is slow off the pace. I don't know if I see any damage. He is rolling to pit road. The engine is off. He is coasting. Did he run out of fuel? He pitted with everybody else. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, issues for the rookie. That's Alex Benyako. Somebody else had an issue. Ethan Agans back here. Justin Ray in the 38th went for a ride through the grass with the rookie Benyako. Let's take a look at the replay. What happened with the pair? Ooh, stack up from the 90 to the 22 to the 33, and it ends with the 38 off the front bumper of Alicia. The 33, of course, Alec Benyako. Justin Ray, innocent bystander. Let's go on board with Benyako. This checkup is going to come fast. And just running out of room. He and Justin Ray will go around. He'll even blink out for a second. What happened for the spotter stand? Can you guys call this fast enough? One last time of the replay. Full speed from the spotter stand. If you're for Justin Ray, what do you say here? Oh, check up, check up. Well, we're around immediately. There's not much he can do. And we don't know still what happened to Kevin Cornelius. But man, we got some drama, and now we're side by side. And up there on that top line, of course, it's the 3 of Justin Thompson. Now he has help from the teammate of your leader, Stephen Miles, followed by Dylan Rosenberg, Andrew Skelnick. We're going side by side now. Casey Carrington, Zach Roethlisberger, Daniel Giroux, 3-car breakaway. Then we're side by side for 4th. Justin Thompson's made it to the outside of the rookie, the 04, Christopher Schella. Cal Ether on the bottom of the 04. They have a bobble. That top line is going to continue to charge to the front. They have a lot of cars. Can they keep up the momentum? Dylan Rosenberg, left to right, left to right. Try to keep as close as you can to the car in front of you, as straight as you can. Get that air broken, flowing. Really good push coming from Stephen Miles to Justin Thompson. Remember, Stephen Miles was all the way back in the 23rd position no more than 6 laps ago. What a drive! Oh, we got blocking. We're battling. The 6 of Roethlisberger jumps up to the top line. He is going to put 3 wide top as Justin Thompson shoots into the middle. Can he get behind Casey Carrington? He'll stay top line with Stephen Miles and so Christopher Schella on the bottom now trying to push Daniel Giroux. Dylan Rosenberg will give some help to Zach Roethlisberger. And now we're 3 wide again. Justin Thompson, he's in the middle. This is climactic, sliding in the back. That's Curtis White. We're stacking them up. We are wrecking massive pileup. 5, 6, 7 cars. All involved to make it 8 with the 42 coming in just at the end. Christian Strader and the 5. That all started when the 63 of Curtis White went sideways. 22 once again involved in another accident. That's Craig Martin. And guys, we did not get a single incident report. We'll have to look at it the old-fashioned way. You're going to see Curtis White, one of those orange cars there. He's going to be in the center, the middle line. Got some help from Thomas Stokes. Clips the 87 and the 18. And there's nowhere for many of these drivers to go. Oh, Jeremy Flanagan doesn't even check up. Again, we got to look at this the old-fashioned way from multiple angles because we don't have an incident report. Can you believe that? Let's go on board with Jeremy Flanagan there. The wreck has began, and we're barely on the brakes. He's going to throw the 00 of Braxton DeWeese into that wreck. Let's watch it now from the 5 of Christian Strader. And at this point, there's just nowhere you can go, nothing you can do. Look at the bottom line. Already, Carnage Christian's on the brakes, on the brakes, on the brakes, and he's actually going to get thrown in this wreck from behind. Was there going to be contact anyways? More than likely, but that is just horrific to watch. If you were a fan of any of those drivers that get caught up in that mess, a lot of wrecked race cars. So the race off of pit road will be won by Daniel Giroux. Casey Carrington second, Justin Thompson third, Zach Roethlisberger fourth, Mitchell Mark fifth. Craig Martin wrecked down on pit road. Dominic Russo, Dylan Rosenberg, Christian Schrader, Tanner Witt, another rookie in the 42, Braxton Deweese in the 00, Nathan Jurgensen, Stephen Melnick, and then, of course, Curtis White, who started that all, and that's a lot of wrecked race cars. Everybody hit pit road. That'll bring us to right around 70 laps. Lap 70 on fuel, which means we're not good to the end. We still have to pit again. That is unfortunate. Curtis White still on pit road, getting damage. As a couple of cars will now exit. Well, let's go ahead and have a word with Curtis White. Curtis, this is Rowdy up at the booth. You get a copy.
I got you, Rowdy. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm assessing the damage as we speak. It's not looking good.
Well, kind of walk us through what might have happened there, Curtis, as you get this car back out on track. I will say your rear end's missing, your right front toe don't look good, and you ain't got a front bumper. But walk us through what happened. Did you got some help maybe? Did you get loose? What'd you think went on there?
Just a bad timed push. They were getting really racy up at the front. A lot of back and forth, a lot of checking up across both lines. Like, things were getting pretty intense. And my teammate Thomas, I'm not faulting him for it. It was just the accordion effect you typically get at these kinds of races. He caught me at a really bad spot, and there was nothing I could have done. Like, it was just gone the moment we touched. Just bad deal. I'm gonna need a few more cautions to get this thing fully fixed, though, so...
All right.
Hopefully they keep at it, so I can get back in this thing. If not, then I might be out of it.
Well, we hope you finish strong, Curtis. We're going to send you back down. So he says, hey, Thomas Stokes, my teammate, was on my bumper. I don't blame him. That kind of stuff happens. We're getting racy. But, hey, we talked about it. You don't really want to push somebody if they're already behind another car they're having a lift for. And you don't want to push somebody in the corner. And that's what happened to Curtis White, being a good sport about it. That's Kaiju Cat on Kaiju Cat Crime. So we hope the kittens don't get mad as we get deeper into this race. Remember, we still have to pit one more time to go to the end on fuel. I don't care how good you are at saving fuel. You will not be able to save enough. So expect one more pit stop. Can we get it under green? We go about 3 laps or so for the next caution. We may be able to make it to the end, but it'll still require a good amount of fuel saving. Daniel Giroux will lead them back to green. Casey Carrington to his outside. Justin Thompson, Zach Roethlisberger. We're back racing here at Daytona. Really good jump for Giroux. The 9 and the 3, they'll be side by side as they head down into turn 1. Mitchell Mark in the 28, third car on the bottom. Carrington goes backwards, no help. He's going to fall to the front bumper of Zach Roethlisberger. Then it's the 87 of Walker McNulty up there on that top line. Daniel Giroux, Justin Thompson are not teammates, but they may have to work together. As I look around, Daniel Giroux, most of his teammates are just outside the top 10. He has a familiar face of Walker McNulty. Mitchell Mark. That's about it. Walker McNulty is still 11th. So Justin Thompson fighting for himself right now. His teammates, Ethan Again and Jared Ray Hutton, are outside the top 15. Mitchell Mark touches the apron on the front straightaway. Look at how much that stacks up that bottom line. Drivers will jump to the outside as a place to take the run and not have to get on the brakes. Stephen Miles, one of the first to do so. We got cars spinning. There goes the 99 of Dayton Taylor. Wreck in the back. I saw a car hit the apron. It might have been Walker McNulty. Dayton Taylor is around. Christian Strader might have been involved. There's Walker McNulty. Brian Clement, rookie in the 90. And I want to believe we are under yellow. Got to make sure. Yes, we are. I did not hear the spotter call it on my end. Let's take a look at the replay. So that stack up happened. Oh, look at the purple car of the 04. That's Christopher Shella. Gets into the rear bumper of Walker McNulty. That's the 87. Walker really has to wheel this thing. Bottom line checks up. The 90 gets to the 99 of Dayton Taylor. That's a 90 of Brian Clement, another rookie. Oh, massive hit for the 31. I didn't even see that. On board, Dayton Taylor. Just barely catches the 31. Ford in the back of McNulty checks up the bottom line. Christopher Murphy does a good job of getting checked up, but Brian Clement does not. Gets into Dayton Taylor. That's going to be a big hit for the 31. Sends him straight up into that AutoZone car. Look at these drivers faking out each other for pit road entry. You're not good to the end. Why would you pit? Well, a couple of the leaders try to get clever and bait everybody else down. But when you're about second half of the way through the field, like Christopher Sheila and company, might as well pit anyways. You're back there. Daniel Giroux out front. Got to remind everybody, Daniel Giroux, part of Piston Broke Motorsports, Alex Benyako, Craig Martin, Dylan Rosenberg, Jacob Alicia, Josh Dillon, Justin Ray, Mitchell Mark, and Walker McNulty. All part of that team. Let's go in and talk to Giroux. Daniel Giroux, Rowdy up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah. What's up?
Alrighty, Daniel, we're out front. We're leading. There's a couple of teammates staggered throughout the field. You got some close ones to you, just about on your hip. What do we got to do to win this race? We still expect another pit stop, but we got to play some defense. We're getting racy.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It was really boring running around on the bottom the first run, but then we started kind of mixing it up on the second run, and there was a really big lane coming on the outside, and that got interesting. But, yeah, I don't know. It'll be good. I have a teammate who's going to be starting right behind me on the restart. We both, I think everyone has to pit one more time at least. But, yeah, I think as long as we can hold the bottom and just not make any mistakes and get a good pit road, and hopefully it goes green the rest of the way, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Halfway through this race, you just got to hold the bottom, one more pit stop, and we'll be in good shape. Daniel Giroux sends you back down.
All right, thank you.
Send him back with his piston broke brethren. And we'll get the one to go signal from Barney, letting us know next time by we will go green as we surpass halfway. 39 laps to go. So far, it appears we're down to just about 30 cars in this race. Stephen Melnick, Craig Martin, Malcolm rookie, first I'm pronouncing this name, Malcolm Burnaby, Jeremy Flanagan, rookie Kevin Cornelius, Carter Lane, all out of this race. And when I talk to rookies, doesn't matter what series it is, whether it's mine or maybe I talk to an All-American Cup series, your goal is to not to be talked about. That it doesn't mean you can't go out there and do good things and be talked about for success, but if your first race, the first time the camera's on you, is a replay and it's a wreck because of a mistake you made, that's not good. That's not what we need to see. So hopefully these rookies clean it up. It is super speedway racing, but some of the mistakes that I am witnessing tonight are pretty universal when you get to a level of racing you should be to think you can hop into a league as prestigious and as fast and as competitive as the All-American Cup Series. These guys need to be aware of their surroundings and be ready to use that brake pedal. But we got a couple of veterans here towards the front. Daniel Giroux trying to have a really good season last season. I was told was a little bit below par for him. Getting a win at Daytona would be a great way to mix it up. Justin Thompson, Andrew Skelnick, Mitchell Mark, Lilith Peters, Stephen Miles, your top three rows. One more pit stop in the books, and we'll decide the winner of this race. We're back racing here at Daytona. Andrew Skelnick wanted to give a big push to Justin Thompson. Doesn't work out. He'll jump down to the bottom. Leave Thompson out to dry. He'll fall back to the front bumper of Stephen Miles. That'll be a shot from the 1 to the 3. Mitchell Mark, and now with his teammate Daniel Giroux. Lilith Peters behind Andrew Skelnick. Has Kyle Leather behind her. And now Justin Thompson tries to rebuild a run to go back for that top spot. As he goes to the outside. Good run. His left rear on the right front of Mitchell Mark. He'll now be even with Giroux. Giroux will get a push from Mark. Stephen Miles not even pushing the 3, but the momentum is there. Here comes Chris Worrell. And the 6 car of Zach Roethlisberger. Cal Ether, Jared Ray Hutton join that top line. That top line is moving. Can Justin Thompson clear? And if he does he jump to the bottom or does he stay to the top? Still a lot of momentum, a lot of help. Stephen Miles stays on the rear bumper of Justin Thompson. Will Chris Worrell move to the bottom line? No, he stays top as well. They're going to pull that outside line as far out as they can. Will Justin move down now? Stephen Miles look to the low line, back to the top line. And Justin Thompson and the Earnhardt machine will lead here at Daytona. Top line is king at the moment. But it does not take long for the bottom to regroup. If they get a couple of cars nose to tail, get some pushing going, they'll catch back up to Justin Thompson. Daniel Giroux still leading the bottom line. Mitchell Mark, teammate, stays on his rear bumper. Chris Worrell took a peek to the outside, to the inside. The bottom line still going backwards. And drivers jumping out of the bottom to go to the top. Thomas Stokes just made that move. We're 3 wide just behind. Casey Carrington in the thick of it. Just back here with Dylan Rosenberg. Christopher Schella. Jacob Alicia, 13th, currently in last car of that little front pack. There begins to be a breakaway between the two. Daniel Giroux getting an aggressive push from Mitchell Mark. They're trying to charge back up to the front, led by Justin Thompson. Now Roethlisberger will drop to the bottom. He'll have a run to the inside. Stephen Miles, he'll look low. Justin Thompson hung out the drive. He'll have to be picked up by Chris Worrell. Stephen Miles looking for the lead off of turn 4. At the start-finish line, Stephen Miles leads lap 46. Here comes Zach Roethlisberger to the rear bumper of the 1. They get squirrely. Bottom line has reshaped and reformed, and now they have retaken the lead. Justin Thompson getting a pretty solid push right now from Chris Worrell as he'll go back out front. Oh, Thomas Stokes got a bump from Dylan Rosenberg just back here on the top line. Good save out of the 66. Rosenberg checks up. The rest of the field will maintain a side-by-side formation. There's the 22 of Craig Martin on the outside. All these drivers will make it around him cleanly. Side by side for 4th, Andrew Skelnick, Stephen Miles. As Justin Thompson retakes the lead. Help from Chris Worrell, Kyle Lethier, and Andrew Skelnick. Lilith Peters moved to the top line. Skelnick teammate there. There's some birds flying underneath our camera. They're getting a good view of this. We got a bird's eye view up here from the blimp. Chris Worrell now moves to the rear bumper of Justin Thompson. Bottom line, might be able to put together a run here. On board, Mitchell Mark. Stephen Miles, he'll bail out from the bottom to the top. Wreck in the back. We got him stacked up. Jacob Alicia. Christian Strader involved in another one. Will jump down pit road, but not without collecting the 7. Ethan again in the 97 involved. There's the 04 Shella. Christopher Murphy may have gotten in it as well. Not sure where that started. We'll have to take a look at the replay. We have to look at it the old-fashioned way. No instant report for this deal. Oh, Carrington gets turned by again, and it sends cars everywhere. Dayton Taylor, Christian Strader, a lot of ARCA braking. Again, we have to look at this the old-fashioned way. Let's go grab the 9 and watch this from the blimp. Rosenberg checks up. Carrington does the same. Ethan again, just the closing rate's too fast. Gets help from behind from the 38. Alicia gets turned. The 04 is involved. The 42, the 21, the 29. Alicia might be able to drive out of it, but then here comes Christian Strader into the rear bumper. Oh, man. Just not much Carrington could have done. One more time on board from your pole sitter, defending series champion. And you hate to see that for Casey. But the entire field was brought down to pit road. And the entire field will exit pit road. Here's how they're running. Justin Thompson wins the race out of the pits. Chris Worrell second. Kyle Ethier third. Fourth, Lilith Peters. Fifth, Zach Roethlisberger. Sixth, Stephen Miles. Seventh, Daniel Giroux. Eighth, Thomas Stokes. Ninth, Jared Ray Hunton. Rounding out the top 10, Josh Dillon. We are good to the end on fuel. Let's hear for the driver piloting the Dale Earnhardt scheme. The number 3. Justin Thompson. Hey, Justin, Rowdy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, buddy.
We're in the full Dale Earnhardt scheme. Got the suit on, got the number. And, buddy, you've been having the screen time as well. You've been up front. We're good to the end on fuel. Now does the ante get up? Does the pressure increase? These guys are racy, and we're getting wrecky.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, the race has been kind of boring to me. Nobody's really wanted to try anything until me and Miles did that last run before this caution here. It's been kind of a stalemate race to me, honestly. I mean, it's starting to get a little racy. I mean, hopefully it stays that way. It's more fun. It puts out a better product on your channel.
Well, Justin, some people have described you as the heel of All-American Cup Series. Maybe you've described yourself as that. You said, I don't think there's many people in here that like me. At a track where having teammates is essential, all you have is Jared Ray Hutton and Ethan again. Ethan again caught up in the last wreck. Jared Ray Hutton not in the top 20. You're all by yourself. Can Justin Thompson win having to fend for himself?
I've done it in the past here. In this car, actually, I've done it in the past with the current draft model, but it's really hard. There's a few people that'll work with me, and there's a few that just don't. The vast majority don't.
All righty. Well, Justin, we wish you the best. Go out there and put on a show.
All righty. Have a good show.
We'll send him back down. There's the guys that'll work with me, and there's guys that won't. And, of course, he brought up just the drafting package of these cars. He can manipulate air. He can manipulate runs. Hang on to some track position. But, man, that car is just beautiful when it's leading at Daytona or any super speedway for that matter. Well, everybody watching in the live chat right now, go ahead and drop your predictions for this win. Yes, I'm aware we still have 30 laps to go, but we don't know how many more cautions. We don't know how we're going to race this one out. So if you want to make a prediction right now, we're good to the end on fuel. Race control will extend the yellow because we have some guys who are just now exiting pit road, trying to re-catch up. We got some positions out of order. So we get some more time to talk about this and think about this as we sit on the flag stand, extending the yellow one more time around. I got to know, chat, what are we thinking? Justin Thompson out front, the villain of All-American Cup Series. Chris Worrell in second. He came close to having some wins last season, but came up short. Kyle Ether joined me in the booth for much of last season. After an injury, gets back in the car. He's third in the 8 Dale Earnhardt Jr. car. Love Peters in the 01 put together some really good runs, had a chance to win last season. She sits fourth. Steven Miles, every time he shows up, although part-time, he's always up front. He'll be starting in the top 5. Zach Roethlisberger making his return. Thomas Stokes in the 66. Daniel Giroux in the 92. Jared Ray Hutton is just barely in the top 10. That's the only teammate Justin Thompson has, but that is 4 rows back. Or will it be somebody deeper in the field? All righty. Just under 30 laps to go. We're good to the end on fuel. But these drivers don't really have the feeling that we have about 28 to go. They're driving like it's a green-white checkered, or there's still more yellows in the book. Can we race it out green? Who's going to survive? Justin Thompson, Chris Worrell, Kyle Ether, Lilth Peters.
Green flag.
Leads them to green. We're back racing at Daytona. Season 12, Race 1. Good launch for Justin Thompson because that long EOL line of all those guys that incurred a pit road penalty because they were fixing damage or pit again for fuel that gets sent to the tail really disrupt that top line. But Worrell actually working really well with teammate Lilith Peters. Justin Thompson will have to jump up to the top. So even though he started with less cars, that's the line that moved really well for this restart. Justin Thompson will take the shot from Chris Worrell. Here comes Kyle Ethier on the bottom line in the Dale Jr. scheme. Will they work together? Are they friends here in the All-American Cup Series? Or will they race like kin? I'd love to see those two cars work together. Lilith Peters is going to hang with her teammate Chris Worrell. She will not make a move to the bottom. But the question is, how long is Chris Worrell okay with sitting behind Justin Thompson till he wants to make a move and lead this race and dictate the outcome of Kaiju Cat? A lot of laps left. We don't need to be so aggro, but these drivers know how long it takes to move up positions in these Gen 4 cars on iRacing. For some of the guys in the back, that time is now. Start making up ground now. Gain some positions. On board, Stephen Miles. Down the back straightaway. A couple of guys stepping out of line. We're staying straight. There's a snake all the way in the back. That final pack there in the rear. Looking a little scary. Chris Worrell is pretty comfortable up there on that top line behind Justin Thompson. Doesn't feel like he needs to move low, and maybe he's afraid if he does jump out of line, even if Lilith Peters moves with them, they could end up going backwards. There's no bottom line to bail them out all the way around the top right now. So Worrell will stay to the rear bumper of Thompson, giving him a push. And Justin Thompson is commanding this field to run around the top. That keeps the car strung out. It's a lot easier to block runs. It's a lot easier to manipulate air and keep cars behind you. Also running around the top punishes drivers more if they step out of line and have no help. They really go to the back here. So Justin knows what he's doing. He mentioned he's going to use the air. And when you're running a Dale Earnhardt scheme and you have the experience Justin Thompson has, you could probably see it too. Lilith Peters, rear bumper of the 06, a little out of shape. They hang on to it. On board, Thomas Stokes, fifth right now. He'd love to go up there and make a move and get to his teammates of Chris Worrell and Lilith Peters. Stephen Miles in between them. Stephen Miles, teammate of Kyle Ether on his rear bumper. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Will they work together to try to outdrive the Kaiju Cat cars? So here's how they run. Justin Thompson for Iconic Motorsports all by himself out front. Then you got the Kaiju Cat cars of Lilith Peters and Chris Worrell. Then you got to look back to what will be Stephen Miles and Thomas Stokes. Stephen Miles, unaffiliated. His teammate is Kyle Ether. In between them is Thomas Stokes, who is a Kaiju Cat driver. Behind Kyle Ether is the 18, a Josh Dillon, no affiliation with the team. Then it's the 8, a Nathan Jurgensen, no affiliation with the team. Then you look back to the 30, the 56, Andrew Skelnick battling with the 21 of Christopher Murphy. Murphy going around the top line right now to the right side of your screen. Nathan Murphy, no affiliation with the team. So a couple of solos, and you got 3 team cars of Kaiju Cat. 2 drivers working together for Piston Broke. And Justin Thompson all by himself. Lap 60, next time by. 20 laps to go. And your entire lead pack, single file around the top, all the way around. There's that lead pack. And the second pack is way off course. They drive by the wrecked race car of Ethan again. That's the teammate of Justin Thompson. He'll cheer on his buddy as he goes by leading this event. It is currently a 16-car breakaway for this win. Justin Thompson, Chris Worrell, Lil Peter, Stephen Miles, Thomas Stokes, Kyle Ethier, Josh Dillon, Nathan Jurgensen, Christopher Murphy, Braxton DeWeese rounds out the top 10. Zach Roethlisberger, Mitchell Mark, Jacob Alicia, Daniel Giroux, and Christopher Schella. Your 15 cars in the front of the pack as Andrew Skelnick loses touch. Big move out of Braxton DeWeese. Issues for Craig Martin. He's in the fence. The entire field must have avoided him. Craig Martin must have stayed high instead of going low. That caused some disruption. Braxton DeWeese, he'll gain a position. Your rookie running 9th right now. But still, for the most part, your top 10 are extremely patient. They don't want to be the reason a yellow comes out. You don't want to get involved in a wreck. You don't want to take your teammate out in a wreck. Battle here in the back. Mitchell Mark in the 28. Jacob Alicia getting a push from the 04. With Christopher Schella on the inside. Alicia loose. Schella hugging his left rear. I'm sure Alicia is getting air loose because of that, so they'll get back in line. And it's just the long wait. We're good on fuel. We got about a 13-car breakaway. And now the game of chess is going to begin as we approach 10 laps to go. 17 at the moment. When will we see 2 lanes form? If you think back to the season opener last season here at Daytona, they stayed single file throughout the last 5 laps. Nobody can make anything happen. The moves were made way too late and without enough consistency. Everybody kept trying to be the dude who went, oh, you stepped out of line. I'm not going to follow you. I'll gain a spot. And they did that so many times that last season's winner at Daytona didn't have to block or battle anybody. Had a teammate on his rear bumper all the way to the end. But I don't think we'll see something similar. We got 3 team cars in the top 5. Stephen Miles, Kyle Ether, Josh Dillon will probably go with anybody. Nathan Jurgensen all alone. Expect the same out of him. 15 laps to go at the flag stand. Justin Thompson will lead the field around. Curtis White and Stephen Melnick on the bottom. Both of those drivers wrecked out, but still finishing strong with lots of damage. Every point matters. Curtis White knows that from last season. He came up short, needed some better finishes, needed to survive longer in some races. So far, your top 10 has not changed. And your breakaway field has now rationed down to 12 cars. Daniel Giroux fell off the pace, as well as Jacob Alicia and Christopher Schella. They'll be caught by the second pack with Casey Carrington, Dylan Rosenberg, Jared Ray Hutton, Walker McNulty. So then there were 12. And here soon, Chris Worrell needs to start testing Justin Thompson. Don't really need to commit to making a move, but he needs to make some microaggressions at the 3 car to see how he reacts. You don't want to make a move without some sort of information on how your opponent's going to respond on the last lap or the last 2 laps when it matters. He needs to have some sort of notebook ready for Justin Thompson and how he's going to play defense. He knows Lilith Peters is going to go with him, but Chris Worrell doesn't know if Stephen Miles can disrupt Thomas Stokes enough to keep him from helping that pair of teammates. Thomas Stokes could play a factor in how that trio can operate. But so far, everybody seems to have ice in their veins. But when we get to 5 laps to go, will they be able to handle the heat? As Worrell gives Justin Thompson a push into the corner and unsettled the 3. He knows that's a move he can make if he needs to. Lilith Peters giving a push back to the 06. We begin lap number 70. You can see how unsettled these cars are in the corner. They're sideways. They're sawing at the wheel. They're getting a little loose. I wonder how many drivers have neglected taking tires to have a better track position when filling up the cars. We haven't had to fill the cars all the way up at all throughout this race, which means that they might have neglected to put on tires, maybe right sides only at one point. So some cars may be more out of control compared to others. Tires do make a difference over the course of a few long runs. 10 laps to go. And the snake begins to constrict. I watched them get really tight nose to tail on the front straightaway. Who will build the run coming out of the corners? Kyle Ether would love to be able to work with Stephen Miles. Being laser racing teammates. Avenge Casey Carrington, their pole sitter for that team. I'm sure Josh Dillon would go with the 8. You might expect the 31 and Nathan Jurgensen to also follow. They'll navigate another lap car. Nobody on that top line tries to use it as a pick for some extra draft. They just stay nose to tail, waiting for the right moment. And nobody is anticipating that moment more than Justin Thompson. Is he a sitting duck, or does he know how to play the cards he's going to be dealt? No friends, surrounded by foes. Friends, family, and fans of All-American Cup Series in the live chat, who is your pick to win? We got 12 cars, nose to tail, ready to fight for this win here at Daytona. And it's going to be a memorable race, regardless of how we finish these last 8 laps. Once again, Worrell to the rear bumper of Thompson going into the corner. And as much of a shot as it was, we saw a handful of laps ago. It's now 11 cars in this lead pack. We lost a 12th some time ago. The back half of this lead pack begins to scrunch up. Will one of these drivers back here make a move and form a second line? The tail ends of this lead pack, 11th place. The number 6 is Zach Roethlisberger. Christopher Murphy in front. He's been through a lot this race and is still somehow running 10th. On board, Kyle Ether. And everybody in this top pack, these 11 cars, are just praying nobody else on track brings out a yellow or has an issue. Oh, no! The commentator curse. I've just done it. Tanner White, the 42 around on the exit of turn 2. The yellow flag is out. And those 11 cars, as I was just saying, did not want to see that. Let's take a look at the replay. What happened to Tanner Witt? Ooh, already had some help from the 04. And decides to ride the apron instead of saving that car. He could have pulled down to the inside. Let's go ahead and take a look from the cockpit. Got loose down to the bottom. He might have had some help from the 04. Let's actually go back and watch from his rear cam just to be sure. He's already loose there. No help. And instead of just pulling the car down to the inside, he rides the apron and brings out a yellow. That's going to be a head scratcher, guys. I am not happy to see that one. If I am race officials and, of course, those leaders, I mean, so many opportunities to just pull it down to the apron and continue, but instead elects to spin the car into the racing surface, bringing out a yellow. With 5 to go now in this race. Things are about to get Western. Justin Thompson out front. Chris Worrell second. Let's talk to him. Chris Worrell, Rowdy, up in the booth. You got a copy.
What's up, man?
Well, Chris, once again, you're in a position to win. This time it's at a super speedway. You got 2 teammates in the top 5 here with you, but Justin Thompson seems to be experienced with the cards he's been dealt. With this nearly green-white checkered, we may have a regulation green-white checkered. How are you going to pull off this win?
Well, I mean, Justin's a buddy of mine. Plan on if we can get lined up again, I'd like to push him, and then just try to make a move at the end. Justin's fast. I think it would be a bad idea to not try to help him until the last second. So we do have teammates, but I think it'd be better to just try to get out there quick, get the pace up quick, and then just see what happens. I mean, anything can happen. Who knows, So
You got teammates around you, Lilith Peters and Thomas Stokes. Do you think they might make a move on you coming to the last lap? Do you expect a move to be made within 2 to go? Is it all up to you to play some defense, or is there's an agreement in the Kaiju Cat Motorsport group where whoever's out front, you help them at least into the last corner?
So no, we haven't. I mean, we've talked, strategy. We've more talked what we could do more than what we're gonna do or should do. It's kind of just like, let's play it by ear and not get totaled. Win. It'd be nice to win, but it'd be even better to get at least all 3 of us in the top 5 at the finish. So if they pass me, that's fine. If they get thrown, especially if they can go win the race, I'm cool with that. I just, want to survive, to be honest with you. But we're going to go for the win for sure. So.
All righty, Chris. We'll send you
we'll
back
see
down.
What happens, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
We'll send him back down. Chris Worrell wants to go for the win, but there is some team integrity. All of those Kaiju Cat drivers are racing for points. I believe they did win last season's team championship. Lilith Peters, Chris Worrell, standout drivers. Dayton Taylor, Curtis White had great runs. Thomas Stokes was able to put together some finishes at the end. And this will be a regulation green-white checkered. So not an overtime. But we'll see the green, we'll see the white, we'll see the checkered if we can make it back in our first attempt. Kyle Ether is finally able to get nose to tail with his teammate Stephen Miles. Can they make something happen? That's Laser Racing. Chris Worrell, teammates to the left rear of Lilith Peters. Behind her is Thomas Stokes. He called Justin Thompson a friend, but there's friends and there's teammates. He wants to keep Justin on his good side, at least until he can make a move at the end of this race. Us, the field, Barney, teammates, family, and fans wait here with bated breath. It'll be a regulation green, white, checkered. How many drivers have a true shot to win in just 2 laps in the Gen 4s? We like to look at the top 3 rows. It may only be the top 2. Who's going to wad it up? And who's going to end up on victory stage? The pace truck's going to pull off. Can we do it in one attempt? Justin Thompson, Chris Worrell, Stephen Miles, Lilith Peters, your top 2 rows. We're back racing at Daytona. It's going to be a green-white checker to settle the season opener. Great jump from Thompson. Chris Worrell to the outside. Stephen Miles giving him a push. Stephen Miles unable to clear Lilith Peters. He would have liked to move down there, but he cannot. Into the back straightaway. Big push on the bottom. Thompson went low, stacks up the entire bottom line. We got cars having to get down to the apron to avoid. 3 wide just behind. Here comes a run on the top side. That's going to be Stephen Miles. Back bumper of Chris Worrell. Justin Thompson still leads the bottom line. Can Chris Worrell get out in front? Kyle Ether, 3rd car on top. Out of turn 4, Chris Worrell is going to lead the field to the white flag. 1 more lap to go. He is clear of Justin. He'll go to the bottom side. Chris Worrell leads at Daytona. No matter what, we're going to end this race under green flag conditions. We're racing back to the end. Racing to the winner at Daytona. Chris Worrell has Justin Thompson all over his rear bumper. Justin refuses to lift throughout the corner. Look at how loose the 06 is getting. Stephen Miles still hanging on the bottom line. Moves the 06 up top. Wrecking to the back. Justin Thompson on the bottom. Chris Worrell on the top. Stephen Miles still pushing the 06 through turns 3 and 4. Chris Worrell, hang on. Justin Thompson on the low side. Wrecking coming out of 4. Coming down the front straightaway. Can you believe it? Side by side. Wow! I saw Justin Thompson. I overlay showing Stephen Miles. That was side by side to the line. Check official race results. Give it to Stephen Miles. Wow.
Top 10.
Laser racing Stephen Miles. That was fantastic.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. How you doing, man?
Stephen Miles on the front straightaway. One of the best races I have ever seen in this series. He's going to burn it down. Stephen Miles put on a show here at Daytona, and now he gets to burn some rubber. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man.
Stephen Miles, you're coming out of turn 4. The big one happens behind you and Justin. When you got to the line, did you know it was you? I mean, what was going through your head there coming to the checkered?
Oh man. Let me try to replay it in my head. The leader, Chris. I was surprised he didn't jump in front of Justin there coming out of. I mean, going into 3, and I know I was on his back bumper. I don't know how. I think he was squirrely. He was loose. I noticed it over the long run, and man, right there. I mean, he got loose. I went middle, tried to dodge him, and all of a sudden it was just me and Justin right there. And I mean, if I didn't put it on the door, it wouldn't be right for a photo finish like this. So that's the last thing that came to my mind. Just not be dirty about it. Just lay it on his door, and I ain't force him down the track. I'm pretty sure I didn't, and just see what will happen. I thought he got me. I swear I thought he got me.
Well, Steven, we talked about all the runs you were putting together last season. Starting out season 12 with this win, does this make you want to go full-time and race for points?
Yeah, man, it does. It depends, man. I work for SpaceX, so it depends on how my schedule be. I really want to race this full schedule. This league is competitive. This car is fun. It's difficult. A lot of challenges, a lot of different tracks, a lot of different personalities. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, this has been a good start of the year. If I'll be able to, you always want to start strong and be consistent over the year. That's something that I'm very strong in, and to get a win, the first race, being back, it feels very good, man.
All righty, Steven, congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll send him back down, finishing second tonight. Justin Thompson, we were talking about the cards that you were dealt there, and you had experience at playing that hand, but when it comes down to a finish like that, is there even that much you could say about it?
No, I mean, it was fun. I knew it was going to be rough trying to get back to the finish because, I mean, all of my help, one was wrecked, one was way behind me. I mean, I had nobody that I'm affiliated with officially helping me. And, I didn't really get a good jump on that restart because Worrell timed his really good, which I went off of Worrell's engine firing, and I still ended up black flag for it. So the black flag got cleared for that because according to iRacing, we all left a little early there. So Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Um, you know, coming to the line, that was fun. I kept trying to turn back into Steven a little bit to drag him back, but it didn't work. But it
Well,
was a good show.
it absolutely was a good show. Another one where we talk about the what ifs. That was fantastic, Justin. Congratulations on the run that you had. Almost had it there at the end.
After all the crap last season, to come out of Daytona in week 1, sitting P2 in points, I think probably with most laps led, and max bonus points tonight. I'm kind of happy about that.
Alrighty, Justin, congratulations. We're going to send him back down. Rounding out the top 3, Chris Worrell, man. I mean, I just go ahead and walk us through that last lap from your eyes there. Is there something you felt like you could have done different? Do you feel like you were done wrong?
Well, I'll tell you what, if that SOB ever wrecks me again at the end, I'm getting out this car and punch him right in the face. That's what I'm gonna do there, Rowdy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm sick of it. Old Steven comes up and he wrecks me for the win. I had that, in the bag. And he couldn't let off for me and just turned me right in the wall. Thankfully, everybody wrecked behind us. But yeah, next time I'm punching him right in the mouth. I'll tell you that. You better watch your back, Steven.
Oh my gosh. Well, you had a front row seat.
You think this is funny? Do you think this is funny? You think I'm joking, man? I'm serious. You don't know it now, but I'm starting up fight night, and we're fucking. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I'm starting up fight night, and we'll fight about it. I'm just kidding. Whatever. Yeah, we finished third. I'm sorry I cussed. I was gonna keep going on with that, but it probably kept me from. I need to shut up anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if All American Cup Series fines guys points for cussing on the broadcast. We haven't gotten that far deep yet. Well, you had coming off the corner. Yeah, Steven gets into you. And, I mean, I just don't know if there's much you could do there. You're going to get lifted up in the rear, but yeah, everybody wrecked behind you. You're able to finish third. An awesome front row seat to that finish, huh?
Yeah, it was fun. This draft package sucks. It's not fun to just sit in line and push. I mean, if you I wish I was telling the guys in the group, I wish instead of just one long race, we just had 5 shootouts in one night and just call it a night at Daytona and just, count the points the same way. Just have 5 races on any super speedway night where we can just beat each other up and everyone can have multiple chances of winning just because 80 laps here. And this pack is just not that fun. But I mean, we did good though. But it's what can you expect, Talladega? And obviously, I'm not mad at Steven. I feel like he was gonna stick with me if I was able to hold on to it. But once he got into me, I started getting sideways. It's not like he was gonna lift. So I tried to spin it put it into the wall, or I tried to correct it, but I'm glad it went into the wall instead of side, to the inside and. I lost a bunch of positions, but anyway, we'll go real racing next week. Looking forward to it.
Alrighty, we're gonna send you back down. Says we're gonna go real racing next week. Well, ain't that the truth? Next time I talk to all of you, it will be race number 2 of the season here in the All-American Cup Series. We will be racing the Orange Juice 200 from Chicagoland Speedway. Until next time, it's your pal Rowdy up in the booth. One heck of a finish. Steven Miles wins by 3 thousandths. Excuse me. It's a millionth of a second. You got tenths, hundredths, thousandths, tenth of a thousandth. He won by a very short margin. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you same time, same place next week. All-America Cup Series Thursday.